welcome back. So what I'm doing here, I decided to extract the segments I had on how I made this guardrail. Now they were kind of intertwined with stuff I was doing on the Sharon station and the road, and it was just, alright, look, not everyone's going to be interested, I understand that, in how I made this guardrail. And that's cool. So I said I'll make a separate video, that way if people don't want to watch it, they can totally skip it, which is cool. However, some folks may be interested in how I came up with this and how I did and how I built it. So this is just a little introduction. The other video segments were done quite a while ago, but I never really did a good job of, to be honest, of talking just about the guardrail. They were all kind of interlaced into other stuff, so I tried to pull them out the best I could. So you'll see how I made this guardrail. I wanted to do something here along the road, coming in to Sharon. And the following segments will just show you the thought process and what I did and how I made the guardrail coming along there. Not real high-tech, not real fancy. You can see I'm starting the scenery. You'll see that in the other upcoming videos because I'm getting way ahead of myself, or behind myself as the case may be. So okay, so enjoy it. This is how I decided to come up with and make the guardrail here for alongside the road for the wonderful travelers heading up to the Sharon station. Alright, so here's my fancy jancy jig for making this guardrail. Now the first piece I did was easy. It was less than 3 feet in length, and I have 3 feet 020 Tichy phosphor bronze wire. Might be a little bit big in diameter, but it looks okay. Then when it's done and painted up, it looks fine. So the first one was easy. And the way I did this, I went off a prototype photo. I looked at a couple of them, and I settled on one that was a Reading Railroad prototype. Oh yeah, here's the picture. This is it. It's up in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Don't know how well that'll show up. You can see they're kind of look like 12 by. It only has one wire going through it. I did 2 on my road, and see it's angled there at the top. I just cut an angle in by eye. And then for the supports for the wire, I started off with the Detail Associates. What is that? 2206. I didn't have enough for everything, so I had to go out and buy some Cal Scale 19501. A little bit smaller. I kind of like the DA one, Detail Associates one's a little bit better. They're a little bit longer, and it just seems a little bit easier to handle. These are a little bit shorter. It doesn't matter. You drill an 080 hole, and it fits in fine. So this is the well, it's going to show up. It's going to focus, but that's what I did for the support. Just a piece of 12 by. Cut the length. That angle cut in the back. It's roughly a 30-degree angle. I actually chop these in the chopper, the Northwest Shortline chopper. It's a little bit over the capacity, but it seemed to work okay. And then drill 080 holes as best you can to a straight line. Yeah, mine aren't that great, but then it's a guardrail. It's not the Taj Mahal. So get them in, a little dab of super glue, and then you take those and I glue them, tape them, put a piece of tape down. Then I measure things out and support them. Again, they're about 2 inches apart. Now this one had to be in 2 pieces. It's 44 inches long, and I only have a 36-inch long piece, so it had to be 2 pieces. Okay. So what I did here, and again, I wanted something to handle that I could also take it out the garage and paint it. So the way I did this, I don't know how well this will show. This is my join piece right here, and what I did was put in actually 4 of them. I ran this through from that side, ran it through here, brought it out, bent a 90, brought it back, and then super glued it in. So this will stay with this side. This is lined up. This side's not glued. These 2 right here aren't glued, but they're set exactly where I want them. So if I get this right on the layout, it'll slide just inside this one here. If you use one, the diameter of the eyelet's not big enough. You can't get two pieces, so that would have been great if I could have got to just overlap the wires a little bit. I couldn't do that. So not being a genius, I just came up with this simple method and said, man, we'll see how it works. It's behind it, so you shouldn't be able to notice it, because this is the roadside and the aisle's the other way. So I think it'll be alright. So then again, this half over here, let me zoom back a little bit here. So this one goes from here up to the end, about 20 inches long. And then this one is the 24-inch piece going here, which does have the center one glued onto it. Now, one thing that I messed up on the other piece, I'm sitting down here and I know where it's going to go. It's it's going from the corner of the road to where the signals are for the interlocking, skipping over it, and then starting and going up by the station. Okay, so I wanted this end, this is not the piece, but it's where it comes around. I want it to be kind of straight up and down. I wanted to come along by the signal, have the wires come out and angle down. So I did it that way. Well, that's wrong, because this is backwards. So when he's going to lay out, they flip. So I had the ends wrong. I made it work, not a big deal. So in this case, I caught that ahead of time. This is the end by the signal. That's when it flips. This will be by the signal. This will run up. This is my joint at 24 inches up, and this will be up by the station. So they're going to kind of end and angle down into the ground up by the station, and I'll be able to do the same thing, or I might actually keep them straight, depends, up by the signal. But I have it positioned right, and I have enough extra hanging out that I can form that when I get over to the layout. So now it's time to carefully extract this from its template, get it out and get these two pieces painted, let them dry up, and then come back. And I have the right size drill to drill a little bit of a hole, get them in place. I don't worry about gluing them because it's usually a snug enough fit. With the typical, it's a square peg and a round hole. It literally is. I'm not making that up. And then it's snug enough. Then you come with some gravel and diluted Mod Podge, so it kind of glues it in nice. So, all right, so let's get this extracted here. Hopefully get it painted without bending the crap out of it, and then get it over and ready to go on the layout. Okay, got them out. These are the two pieces here, extracted, and luckily I have a nice long piece of cardboard, I think from the lip of a box I kept for, as you can see, for painting. So, like I said, hopefully, this end will join up with this one here, he says optimistically. This end is going to be the end up by the signal because it flips, and then this end will be up by the road. So I think I got plenty left over here to form them the way I want to. So this time I did make a mistake. So just remember, they're backwards. They're going to flip when they go into layout. So, okay, let's get them out to our high-tech recycle bin spray booth because it's the trash and recycle night. If I don't do it soon, my paint booth will be out by the curb. What the neighbors love. What the heck's he doing out there at the curb spray painting stuff? Alright, let's get that done. Okay, here we are over on the layout side. And here's the first run of the guardrail that I put in. Like I said, it was all one piece. Easy to do. Slide them through. Give them some glue. Bada bing, bada boo. So, I got that in. Like I said, what I did want to do initially, and I made the mistake, and I wanted that to kind of be straight up and down. and these angles, this little angle into the earth here, I was going to plan to do down at this end. But since I had my head on backwards, I had it on the wrong side. Because again, I was looking at it turned around when I was sliding the 020 wire through. So anyway, yeah, not the end of the world. Life goes on. I don't think anyone's going to come in here and refuse to operate because the guardrail isn't the way I wanted it. So here's the other piece. Says, plural, he says. This one is correct, and I'm probably going to bring it right down straight on this side, so I'll be able to nip some of that off. That's no worries there. And then this is going to come along. Of course, I still got to drill the holes. And then this piece hopefully will join up with that. That's the one that's got the 4 eyelets on it. So hopefully I can slide that into there. So I'm probably going to want to get this piece in first. And then when these holes are drilled, try to carefully get, this will be a feat, get this into those two. And they don't go through. I mean, not even maybe half a millimeter. It's very, very small. And then try to push them into all the holes that are going to be over here. So we'll see. And this will come along here. And I got plenty of this. I'll snip this off, even though, you know, you want to keep those damn rail fans from running across. 'Cause the light's better on the other side. I need to get across the tracks. I got to get my picture. I'll probably bring them down. Angle them in toward the crossbook. So, alright. Let's get the old cordless drill out. Get these marked and see if I can get this set installed. Okay. Change 4 to subplan D of Annex 3. What I have to do here, again, I didn't plan for this. Of course I didn't. I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants here. So what I should have done is on the side of the road, I should have brought the wood base out a little bit, which would have given me something a little bit nicer to drill into, but I didn't. So I'm right against the road, the wood's there, it's kind of out a little bit, there's some foam, anyway, holes are pretty ugly. So what I decided to do, and it kind of wobbled a little bit, so okay, fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this piece in, get up to here, this is the double banger, I'm going to bring the other side in. Get the gravel down, get the, you know, the diluted Mod Podge, so that it all glue up and set up. That way it won't move. I'm afraid now if I try to come in here and fiddle getting these 2 wires into there, it's just going to move it and I'll get aggravated and start throwing things. So let that set up. So yeah, one more night, but we'll survive. I did mark this side and came in here and have the holes. You notice this hole? Yeah, I'm coming in here with a drill. I'm coming in here to drill holes in the, yeah, well, that really goes pretty good into foam, which is all that's under here. So this is kind of walking, I'll fix that. So these are just marked and took a little X-Acto knife and just cut them out. Actually made square holes, I guess, so everything fits pretty nice. So it's all marked up, it's cut. I have the ends fit the way I want to come in there, so that's going to be great. Shouldn't be too hard, but I gotta wait. C'est la vie. So wait for that to set up, come back tomorrow, get it all finished up. 24 hours later. Okay, so the first half, actually more like maybe 2/3, not quite, anyway, dried up nicely, and then I was able to join them up. Here's the one with the 4, and I was able to carefully slide those in. Looks pretty good. I may come back with a dab of super glue, but I really don't think I need to. And I got the rest of these carefully placed, filled in with some of the gravel concoction I'm using. And now, obviously, it's all wet. I just came through with the diluted Mod Podge. And then up here at this end, I got the wires bent and kind of brought into a little pile of the gray ballast from the railroad. So it looks all right. So now let this set up. You can see how that stains. See how that stains when the, and you can't avoid that. That's just the way it is, and you can't do it all at once. There's just no way I'm smart enough or plan well enough to do it all at once. But I think I have an idea to come back and fix that. So if I need to. So there it is. There is the guardrail. Again, took a little bit more work than I thought, but I like the way it looks. I don't claim to be a civil engineer road expert. It's probably too close to the road. There probably isn't enough space between the road and the guardrail and the track. I get it, I know. But this is what you get when you don't plan ahead and you kind of, I'm going to throw a road in here. So, hey, it is what it is. So that's what it is. It's only a model railroad. And I need to, well, this sets up, what am I going to do? Probably get some road signs. You know, railroad crossing signs, speed limit signs, get a couple other details. Put them in there, and then I need to come along and do the scenery in the gullies and gulches and back along the wall there and get all that kind of finished up and still do the up there at the road crossing and get that all done. So, okay. More to come here, but I am pretty happy. Again, I'm not saying it's 100% prototypically correct. I am sure the dimensions are not, but looks good enough to me, so let's forge ahead.